Hi friends, welcome to TRENDRIDER channel supported by Huringa.co.in. Today we are going to do the technical analysis for Dish TV. Dish TV is the ticker name, and you are watching the monthly technical chart of Dish TV, and this is the historical price chart. And here each candle represents 1 month, and these are all the technical indicators and their respective graphs generated for the stock to do the technical analysis. Now, if you look at the path pattern of the stock, this stock you can clearly see that the stock had been moving in sideways for quite a long period of time. Actually, there is no particular pattern here which helps the stock to move in the upward direction continuously. So it is like so many peaks and troughs, and but the point is like the stock is not going or moving anywhere for quite a long period of time. When it comes to long-term investment, actually people who had invested here in 2010, might not have gained much because if you look at the crosshairs, just keep looking at the crosshairs. See, this is a 2010 April 2010. If people, if there are a few investors who had invested at this point, see, I am bringing the crosshairs here. This is that point where in August 2013, nearly 3 years later, okay, very slight rise in the price, right? And I'm keeping the crosshairs here, okay. So if in 2010 the stock is trading at 37 rupees 87 price, and in 2017 the bottom price, if you see, it is 67 rupees. What is that? In 2000 it is 37 in 37 rupees or something. Here 35, and here it is 67, nearly 30 rupees when in after 7.5 years nearly. So that is the way. If I take the peak point, then it is 121, nearly 90 rupees difference. But even then, it is like 5 years, 8 months. After 5 years, 8 months, 90 rupees. So the stock is not what is that? Rising. It's not in the rising trend. Number one. Number two, the stock is moving sideways and continues this thing. Actually, this kind of pattern is good for the short-term trading. Okay. Number three, this stock had been under the influence of a positive super trend mode, but still it is not. The trend is not moving. It doesn't have an upward trend. So even though it is under the influence of positive super trend mode, it doesn't it lacks that upward trend movement. So that is one particular characteristic which we need to notice in the path pattern of the stock. Okay, and these are all the things. And the stock has reached its peak price 121. Okay, that time it was trading at in August 2015. Okay, after that it went down and trying to reach its peak price, but unable to do that. And today the stock is trading at 85 rupees 60 paise. Okay, and again it is right now there is a small upward trend, and you see this candle. This is a November month's candle, November 2017 candle, and in this month itself, it has stock has given nearly 8 rupees benefit to its investors per share. Okay, so this is what. But frankly, looking at the path pattern, as per me, the initial conclusion is the stock cannot be considered for long-term investment. But anyway, I dig through the guiding points of the indicators and then see, and finally, after reading the guiding points, then we'll make a final conclusion at the end of the video. Okay. Now, the stock has already crossed its 50-day moving average, but it is yet to cross its 20-day moving average. Okay, and it is under the influence of positive super trend mode, which is good. Relative strength of the stock is quite weak. It is just at the midpoint, but it is looks like it is going to rise up. But direction strength is in the negative direction strength. Stochastics is both lines are playing at the on top of the 20 line, and we are seeing a positive trend here right now. So fast line on top of the slow line, and both lines are diverging, but it is at the initial phase. It is in the initial phase. Momentum is playing in the negative zone, but though the tip is looking in the upward direction. Price volume change, I'm not seeing much. Actually, it is more or less constant. And balance of power and elder ray both are in what do you say? Both are not in sync with each other. Why? Because elder ray is balance of power is showing that the stock is in slightly bullish phase, whereas elder is showing that the stock is slightly bearish phase. Okay, and Quebec curve is clearly telling us that the stock is in sell zone and it lacks strength. The curve lacks strength right now. So these are all the points. So most of the guiding points are the throwing negative signals only here, and even the pattern is missing. And why the stock? You see, after 2015, why the stock had been continuing like this? Why it is unable to make new highs? The reason for this lies in another time frame. I am taking you to the weekly chart of the stock. This is Dish TV weekly chart. Here each candle represents 1 week. See in 2017, the stock recently since May 2017, the stock had come under the influence of negative super trend mode, and right now this is continuing. The stock is still under the influence of the same negative super trend mode. Okay, I'm this is what May 2017. Okay, I will take you back to the monthly chart here. So May 2017, see, from this point onwards, so the stock went down, and now you are seeing a positive trend here after a long period of time, but I don't think that this trend will continue. Again the stock may make a new high, but it is definitely less than its previous this high whatever we are seeing here, and again it goes for a consolidation phase. As long as we see that negative support trend mode in the weekly chart of Dish TV, I don't think the stock will will cross its peak price and will make a new high which is greater than its peak previous peak price. So that is my conclusion. So the point is that is my this thing analysis. So the conclusion is the stock is good for short term trading, but cannot be considered for neither medium nor long term investment at this moment. Okay, we'll come back to the stock later after a few days and we will redo the analysis. Until then, the stock can be considered only for short term investment. Okay guys, if you like this analysis, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.